Hey everyone, welcome back to Alt Nation. Today we're diving into the dark side of rock and metal, the most hated bands of all time. We're talking about the groups that make metalheads roll their eyes and internet trolls come alive. But are they really that bad, or are we just being dramatic? Let's find out. Let's start with the kings of musical memes, Nickelback. Formed in 1995, they sold over 50 million albums, but you wouldn't know it from the internet hate. People say their songs all sound the same, and okay, they kinda do. But they've also written some of the biggest radio hits of the 2000s. Fun fact, How You Remind Me was Billboard's top rock song of the 2000s, so yeah, they might be basic, but they're richly basic. And say what you want, but every time you hear that opening riff, you're singing along. Don't lie. Next up, I want to talk about Creed. Creed was basically Nickelback's spiritual cousin if Nickelback went to church. Scott Stapp's dramatic vocals became legendary meme material. But Creed sold over 28 million albums in the US alone. Their power ballads were everywhere in the late 90s, and while critics mocked their sincerity, fans filled arenas. Sure, Stapp's Jesus poses were a bit much, but hey, at least he believed in something. Next up is Limp Bizkit. Fred Durst, Red Cap, chainsaw noises, you already know. Limp Bizkit turned teenage angst into platinum records and then into one of the biggest musical punchlines ever. But here's the thing, they were massive. Their album Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water sold over 8 million copies. They headlined festivals, broke stuff, literally, and gave us some of the most chaotic live shows in rock history. You might hate them, but you definitely remember them. Next up on the list is Kid Rock. Started as a rapper, turned into a rocker, then a country star, and now a political commentator. His genre-hopping career is as confusing as his hat collection. He's been called everything from a sellout to a patriot, but his 1998 album Devil Without a Cause went 11 times platinum. Love him or hate him, Kid Rock is the musical equivalent of a monster truck rally. Loud, messy, and unapologetically American. Here's where it gets spicy. It's Megadeth. Dave Mustaine was kicked out of Metallica for Megadeth out of pure revenge and somehow created one of the most technically impressive metal bands ever. But Megadeth is divisive. Some fans worship their riffs, others can't stand Mustaine's voice or his politics. So they've sold over 50 million albums and helped define thrash metal. So yeah, Dave might complain a lot, but he earned the right to. If Nickelback is for radio dads, Five Finger Death Punch is for gym bros. Their lyrics are basically motivational posters with breakdowns. Critics call them formulaic, but they've dominated modern metal charts with multiple albums debuting at number 1. They're proof that being hated online doesn't stop you from selling out arenas, especially if you have a bald head and a goatee. Next up is Imagine Dragons. Not metal, but they get metal level hate. Imagine Dragons are so overplayed that even their fans are tired of them. Still, they've sold over 75 million singles, and their songs are stadium anthems for a reason. They're just too clean, too polished, like if a rock band was made in a lab for Super Bowl commercials. Next is Avenged Sevenfold. Started as a metalcore band and evolved into a theatrical hard rock act. Some fans love their ambition, others think they're trying too hard to be Metallica 2.0, but they've got chops. Their drummer, The Rev, was one of the most talented of his generation, and their live shows are pure spectacle. Hate them all you want, but they're still headlining festivals. Next up on the list, Falling in Reverse. Ronnie Radke has been arrested, cancelled, praised, and memed, sometimes all in the same week. Falling in Reverse is one of the most polarizing modern rock bands, mixing metalcore, rap, and pure chaos. Their music videos rack up millions of views, and Radke's ego could power a small city. But one thing's for sure, they're never boring. Next is Guns N' Roses, the final one on this list. You guys might be thinking, wait, Guns N' Roses? Hated? Yep. Between Axl Rose's legendary tantrums, decade-long album delays, and that Chinese democracy fiasco, they've earned their share of criticism. But when Sweet Child O' Mine hits, all is forgiven. They're proof that even the most hated rock stars can still be iconic. So there you have it, the most hated rock and metal bands that somehow keep selling out shows, topping charts, and living rent-free in our heads. Maybe the real lesson here is if everyone hates you, you're probably doing something right. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe for more content just like this. Catch you guys in the next one.